Ching Cafe. My name is Belinda Dubston, and it is wonderful that you are here with me for our weekly I Ching forecast, with the week commencing the 25th of August 2025. Our last weekly forecast for August before we get stuck into September, our last opportunity to make this month really count. And remember, we are working with that energy of dispersing the obstacles and completing things, right? That was our overview for August. So perhaps check in with the August overview to see what more can we do to maximize August's energy. Last week, we had quite a tough one. Lots of changing lines. Okay, we had Hexagram 18, a work on what is being spoiled, turning over that new leaf, getting the house in order, getting things sorted, getting stuck into the chaos, sorting out things, and working with that energy of biting through Hexagram 21, being decisive and energetic and doing and biting through, wrestling with the problems, biting through them and clearing them out of your way. A very intense energy, 2 hexagrams connecting to this idea of sorting out the mess, sorting out the obstacles, getting things organized. And how did that go for you? What was it that you were realizing was actually the mess was the problem? Okay, or the chaos or the disorder or the corrupted thinking. What I thought about this past week is how this hexagram 18, work on what has been spoiled, can also tie to the mental perspectives, the way we think. I mean, it's quite obvious, but it came to me. I was listening to someone speaking, and it came to me that actually sometimes it's not about just sorting out the physical world, it's also about sorting out the emotional and the mental and the spiritual, and getting stuck into where the weeds have been left to take over and where our thinking has become corrupted or out of alignment with higher principle, where we think about things in a particular way, how we feel about things, and getting stuck in and sorting out those gardens too. So perhaps you had an emotional garden, a mental garden, a physical garden. Where were you turning over a new leaf this last week with vigor and energy? If anything came up for you, please do share a comment. Right, let's get into this week's overview. What is the I Ching asking us to really tune into and pay attention to more than any other thing? You know, there are 64 hexagrams, 64 stages of change. What these weekly forecasts do is tune us into a particular state of change. But you can appreciate that, you know, all 64 are online. Like they're all, bloop, they're up. But there's one that has really kind of come into the center, come into our focus. That's what we're doing when we work with these weekly hexagrams. And perhaps for you, there are other ones that are coming up as being your primary. But as a collective, this week we have a locked hexagram. So we went from last week having tons of changing lines, lots of movement of energy, to this week there being none. Okay. Don't worry, it's not a disastrous hexagram. It's hexagram 31, influence. This hexagram, top trigram is lake, bottom trigram is mountain. The lake wants to rise and ignite growth and the mists rising up over the lake, but also has weight. And we have, you know, the beautiful energy of mountain, the resting, kind of holding energy of mountain, pulling it down. There's a synergy between these 2 trigrams. And it represents courtship. Okay. So hexagram 32 that we had recently is the long-term marriage, right? The work to endure something. This is the honeymoon period. Okay. So it relates to this idea that we are drawn to things. All right. Now, we speak about symbolically this hexagram referring to kind of the courtship phase, the dating phase, all right? You know, where everything's very exciting and new. Right? Everything is like intense and real and, you know, like you've never had this before your whole life and all those hormones racing. Okay, so everything is sharp and focused and intense because there's this energy of attraction and a mutual kinship that comes in that journey. Okay. Now, in life, there are lots of things that are like this in our lives, whether there is a particular thing that you feel really drawn to, right? A particular idea, a concept, a work project, a hobby, whatever it is. This week, what we are being tuned into is the idea that there's something that's calling us and we are calling it, and there's a mutual attraction. The things that belong together find each other. Okay. two lovers spread out across the universe through multiple lifetimes finally find the right one in the right place in the right way. Okay, so that's the idea. Space opera. Okay. Finally, things line up, things connect. What belongs with you finds you. What needs you finds you. Okay. This is not a one-way connection. This is two things that need each other finding each other. All right. And in that union, in that arrival of these two energies together, whatever that means for you this week, it ignites energy. Think about that energy we get being in love, okay, in the courtship phase. Ooh, lots of energy. Okay, so we tune in this week. We work with this week, dialed in, okay, with our radio frequency. We are dialed into what is calling us. And we feel that through the heart, potentially. We feel that through our intuition, where we just know, I've got to do this thing. I've got to sign up for this thing. I feel like this belongs with me. Okay, so what we are doing is we are really being open this week, right? It's a locked hexagram. There's no changing lines or anything to dial into. It's just a very pure energy that we are working with this week, a focused energy. We are being open to what is calling us through the heart or through the intuition or whatever is your strong sense. And what we do is we answer that call. Okay, so it's not about blindly going into a relationship, all right? It's not that kind of energy. But what we're talking about is the openness of really being aware of what is calling to you right now, all right? Where do you feel like, I just know I've got to do this thing? I just know this is the most important thing for me to do now. I just know that I really need to pick up that book. I feel it. I need this thing. Okay, so we are tuning into that. We are letting our senses tell us what is calling us, what is inspiring us, what is influencing us to act. Because what this energy does is it stimulates us to do something. Okay, and this hexagram is not about just like, being in the romance phase. Okay, it's quite active. It opens doors, it opens energy, it connects things that belong together. It allows us to take the step to embark on something, and it encourages us to do that, to take a step, to expand, to move forward, to do the doing. Okay, there's something here around moving forward and doing something that's really important. And the way that we'll know what it is it will just call. Okay, all right, it'll just call. It'll influence us. You'll feel like a magnet being drawn forward by this influence. Okay. And our job this week is merely to stay open to it, to be tuned in. Okay, being open, not judgmental or pre-thinking or over-critical or over-analytical about stuff. That's not what Hexagram 31 is about. It's about when you hear the call, when you feel that tug, okay, whatever that tug is for you this week, go there, right? Let yourself go there and explore it, even if it's part of the journey, not a destination. Just open yourself up to what that tug is. Let yourself be drawn into it, but keep your critical faculties alive, as always. I found that a couple of days ago, I was thinking, what is the most important thing that I need to do right now in this particular area of my life? And within, 24 hours of that, I was absolutely sitting there with this conviction of, I need to do this thing. Almost like obsessive, like I almost feel like I've got to do this thing. I cannot rest until this particular little project is complete. I've got to do this now. And in working with prepping for this episode, I realized, I can understand what it is that I'm feeling, that experience of like, this is the most important thing I need to do now. The number one thing that's the number one thing, the thing that is yelling at me that I must do and do impeccably. So what is yelling at you this week, right? What is calling you, not yelling at you to berate you, but yelling you to call you forward, to get your attention, to say, yeah, this thing. What is the thing that is drawing you forward? And if we get too caught up in our dramas and our lives and all kinds of things, we can miss that call, that tug. Okay, we can miss that pull. And we can miss the opportunity to belong with the thing that needs us, that we find a synergy with a person, with a situation, with a project, with an activity, whatever it might be for you right now, where it helps you unlock the next thing. It helps you get to the next step of your growth. And if we tune into where is that attraction, where is that influence, where are we feeling a little compelled, a little bit positively obsessive compulsive, where is that thing? Okay, lean into it, give it some space, give it some time, give it some of your care and attention. Well, locked hexagram, that's what it is for us to pay attention to this week as we wrap up August. So please keep your eyes open for our September monthly overview coming soon. And in the meantime, I wish you a wonderful week. As always, if this was valuable, thumbs up or share if someone needs the inspiration. And of course, if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe and the bell and the follow button. You know what to do to keep on getting the episodes into your app as they are published. Until I see you soon for September's overview, take care.